This is Sonic, and you're watching JD Frank 20.
Alright, Sonic fans, which Sonic games in the entire franchise do you think deserves a remake or remaster the most, and why? Okay, this is an interesting topic right here, and before you all start typing Sonic Adventure, we have to be realistic here. We're talking about which deserve the remasters or remakes. For me personally, for this question, I'm going to give you an honest answer, and here's why. I'm talking about games that never had a chance or have yet to be remastered or have been remade from the ground up. Sonic Heroes by far is the biggest offender of this. Sonic Heroes is one game that everybody wants to see get either remastered, remake, or re-released in today's modern consoles, and that series, you know, it's underrated. You know, a lot of people want to see Sonic Heroes get re-released, remastered from a game from the GameCube era, basically. You know, I understand most of you are going to want Sonic Adventure 1 and 2. That's understandable. Look, you can still play Adventure 1 and Adventure 2 on the PC. You can play it on modern hardware. I'm talking about games that never got a remaster from their original timelines. You know, the Sonic Riders series, a very underrated series that easily, you know, is the best of the Sonic spin-off games when it comes to racing games, especially Team Sonic Racing. I don't know what the hell they were thinking changing the formula for that. Or the Sonic Riders series, even if Free Riders, now if they're gonna re-release Free Riders, just make it where you don't need to connect and use motion controls, just use physical controls, that's it. I don't know what the hell they were thinking using the Kinect for that game, and people were getting motion sickness. I know I was one of those people. Okay, now, the storybook games, Sonic and the Secret Rings and Sonic and the Black Knight. In my honest opinion, I honestly think those two games deserve the remaster the most compared to Sonic Adventure 1 and 2, and here's why. The storybook games not only have amazing music, the story itself for the respective games are actually pretty good. You know, and it's a spin-off game, obviously. Well, storybook games are technically spin-offs in a way, but recently they have been name-dropped into the main canon games. The level design for these games, you know, is pretty good, I'm not gonna lie, you know. It's just that Sonic and the Black Knight and Sonic and the Secret Rings, the only thing that suffered was the gameplay, the control, basically. Secret Rings, having you only use the Wiimote, and Sonic, you know, constantly moving forward, you know, he controls basically like in Sonic Dash in a way, where you have no full motion control whatsoever. You could try using an emulator and try to control Sonic that way, but that's still not, you know, practical enough. You gotta have physical controls. You gotta rework that entire engine. You gotta basically rework everything from the ground up, basically. That's what I mean, that game deserves more of a full remaster. Sonic Adventure 1 and 2 really doesn't need that. The controls for both those games are excellent as they are. You know, Sonic Adventure 1 has the best control in the franchise, and there's a reason for that. Sonic controls fluidly. You could spam the spin dash for fun, cool speedrunning strats. All the button layouts work perfectly for all the actions you gotta do for all corresponding characters. There's no input delay, no nothing. I honestly think Adventure 1 is the best that Sonic controls, period. He controls fluidly. He's not too heavy or stiff like in Sonic Unleashed. That's what I'm trying to go at here. Now, for Sonic and the Black Knight, the gameplay is solid. Love the music in Black Knight. The story is amazing. Again, there's no, it's just a shaking the Wiimote for all these actions, especially against boss fights. I'm talking about the boss fight against King Arthur. That boss fight, it's so tense. You gotta flip the Wiimote at the exact same time you're looking to go for the quick kill on Arthur, and it's very difficult, especially in the second and final wave, because he could counterattack and get you. And remember, you can only take 5 hits from that boss fight before you gotta start over again, because you lose 20 rings per hit. So again, it's one of those boss fights where you gotta think on your feet, or unless you know how to go for the quick kill and take him out in less than one cycle. That's what I'm talking about. I honestly think having physical controllers in that game would help, because again, shaking the Wiimote so many times is gonna hurt your wrist so many times. You know, it's gonna hurt your arm. It's gonna be sore. So I honestly think the storybook games deserve a remaster, in my honest opinion. I honestly think the storybook games, Sonic and the Secret Rings and Sonic and the Black Knight, need the remasters the most. And I honestly think people are missing out never playing these two games, because they were, again, on a Nintendo Wii, which was nothing more than a home console for Nintendo that had nothing but shovelware games. While everybody else at that point had a PlayStation 3 and an Xbox 360, the most popular consoles during that generation. The fact that these two games were exclusive on Nintendo consoles, you know, it did them more harm than good. You know, I understand, you know, that's why I keep saying, like, these games deserve a second chance, you know, being multi-plat, you know. Like, take Sonic Lost World, for example. I'm glad that it was able to get a PC version, but it's a shame we couldn't get it on all other consoles. Because, again, on the Wii U, it didn't even sell 1 million units. So the purpose is make Sonic games multi-plat. I'm glad that Sega right now is making all their Sonic games, or their modern ones, all multi-plat, as they should be. Don't be exclusive to one console. I don't want any of that shit. He should be available on all consoles so we could all enjoy the experience together. That's what I'm getting at. I don't care about graphics. If one version of the game has better graphics than the other, all I care about is the gameplay and story. That's what I'm getting at. So I honestly think that the storybook games really do deserve this spotlight more than the adventure games. I understand, you know, back in 2015 we were supposed to get adventure remakes, but again, you know, Sonic Boom, you know, kind of hindered that and prevented that from happening. You know, it's been all stated. So again, you know, the adventure games might get a remaster only if Sonic Adventure 3 is going to be in the works. And that might come sooner rather than later if, you know, if the next mainline game might be Sonic Adventure 3 or Sonic Frontiers 2, because Sonic Frontiers 2 might be most likely, or maybe they might go Adventure 3. Again, you know, Sega's got the building foundation to make Adventure 3 happen, no problem. Sonic Frontiers was nothing more than a testing ground for that, and they passed it with flying colors. So if an Adventure 3 is going to come out, you obviously need an Adventure 1 and Adventure 2 remakes to get everybody hyped up, you know, so it wouldn't be just a cash grab. It would get everybody hyped up, you know, with the story and all that, and play two great games, basically. In a way. So yeah, let me know what y'all thinking. I gotta go. Peace out.